pretty cool. There's a lot of cool games here.
So we're here waiting in line to play some Mortal Kombat. Pretty excited. I think I'm going to start off with some Sub-Zero. I used to play a lot of Sub-Zero. Who'd you used to play, Ryan?
Everyone.
Played everyone?
Yeah.
Who was your favorite character, though? You had to have, like, one favorite character. Yeah. You're a Johnny Cage kind of guy, aren't you? I can tell.
In the first Mortal Kombat, I really liked Johnny Cage because there were, in the arcade, there were versions that had, like, glitches in them. You could, like, pop off 3 of the heads. That was the fun thing about Mortal Kombat to begin with. Was
kind of broken?
Yeah, it was broken. It was like the original Street Fighter 2, how you could do touch of death and handcuffs and all that stuff.
Right.
Mortal Kombat 1 in the arcade had all sorts of glitches like that, too, that were really fun to train yourself to do.
I always thought those were features. They were glitches?
Yeah. No, they're features. They ain't bugs, they're features. Yeah. Just looks right. Like when I saw screens and video of it at E3, I didn't have a chance to play it there. I was like, that looks like, Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah. And I loved Mortal Kombat 1. I loved Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 3 I played. I wasn't quite as into. And then 4 and everything after I haven't been into. This one just looked right. And so, finally getting our hands on it, I'm not disappointed. I only got to play one match against you. The fatality was the same for every character. It was just down in triangle, right. But it looked right. It was gruesome and ridiculous.
Well, I also like the addition of the kind of X-ray.
The X-ray move.
The X-ray moves that you can throw in look really cool.
X-ray moves?
But then,
see those.
they added those, but then also
they're kind of like half fatalities. Like it looks like you're performing a fatality, but it's not. Like the one I did against Jason, goes into an X-ray vision mode and like shows you do a really strong attack and changes camera angles. Like the one I did to Jason made his rib break. He like broke.
Oh, so it's like a Hall of Meat version.
Yeah,
sort of, I guess.
Think of it as like a fatality in the middle of the game.
Yes, without
killing them.
It's like without the finish me.
It's
just like throw in when you build
up a meter, and then once you have the meter filled,
think of it like a super in like Street Fighter in a way. You build up a meter, and then it's like boom, you can like do it instantly or whenever you want.
I didn't get to build up my meter because I just kicked the guy's ass so hard that I was flying. So this is the thing. The reason it's so good is because I was able to jump in with Reptile and Scorpion, and I mopped the ground with this guy. Only because I love
moves carry
Mortal
over,
Kombat
right?
1 and 2, and they totally carry over.
I only get to play that one game, so it's not anywhere near enough to pass judgment.
The other thing that was really cool that they had too, like the setup was like old arcade machines with the HD screens, and then you had like either the PS3
new arcade machines with HD screens.
But they still had the arcade machine, body, but then the HD screens, and then we were playing with like PS3 controllers or Xbox, whichever machine.
It was a great layout for a convention booth for sure.
Well, I don't know, it brings back memories, back to when I was a kid, playing at the arcade.
That said, I would have rather played with sticks.
Speaking of arcades, it did bring back the gore and the blood too. A lot of it's there. I even saw them turn away 2 kids because they weren't 18.
Right. I felt bad for them.
But
I wanted to like sneak them in and be like, give them a little taste. Be like, it's all right, man. Go ahead.
When we talked to Ed Boon at E3, I didn't see the game, but we did get a chance to talk to him because we were there for an EGM interview. He did say that, and one of my favorite things about the old arcade games was that there was no such thing as GameFAQs back then. You couldn't pause the game and go to the move list or whatever.
Right.
When I played back in the day, like we'd get these printouts of like all the different move lists for each character, and some of them would be totally wrong because we just didn't have the right ones yet.
Right.
Some of them would be like halfway right, but we wouldn't have them. They revised the arcade edition and add new moves to the game.
Yeah.
I heard Ed Boon say that they want to try to kind of bring some of that to the experience. That doesn't seem to be the case based on what we played because you just hit pause, go to the move list, and it was all there. But I kind of missed that everyone sort of had to figure out how to play it as you went along, so I'd like them to keep a bunch of secret crap in the game that isn't easily available, and then, I guess the onus is on me to not go to GameFAQs. I don't know if we can relive those days in that way, but at least this game, and I think Street Fighter 4 to some extent,
kids these days, they don't know what they got.
Yeah, I know. But that was another fun thing we did at this show was we got to Sega held a party at GameWorks